13 out of 15. Okay, one of my channels has still got the strike. It's probably going to be another day or two, I would think. That's cool. We're good. Hello, everybody. Nays Gardens Live. I just got an Edge notification. Let's hope those YouTube notifications go out. I know I'm early today, but I looked at Bitcoin and wow. Yeah, notifications are going out right now as we speak. Hi, good morning. There go the Edge notifications. That's the YouTube notifications. So I know that we are getting the word out there that we're live. And you guys, all your phones are beeping and you're seeing your notifications in your phones when you open up your phone notifications. And you'll also see that we're live and you come hang out and we'll talk and we'll chat and we'll do fun stuff. Right now we're going to talk and chat about this because look at that. That is, oh, not supposed to be there. Move that over there. You guys know what's up with that though, so it's not like it's a big secret. I'm not trying to hide how much money I have invested in crypto. You guys know I put all of my money into crypto, just so you know. And only half of that is what I actually have access to right now. Phil, let's get the sound on. Oh, hey Phil, do have sound. Fantastic. Okay, I'll just make it a little louder.
Big Mark 83. Yo.
Hey, Big Merc, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Nice to see you, buddy. Impact is up 28.7. Yeah, Impact is so... Oof. I lost so much money on Impact XP. Oh my God. There's some of them that I just lost so much on. They went to zero and never came back. And I'm so glad I didn't buy Luna until later. And Luna is way down right now. So if you're looking to buy Luna and take that ride back up, it's at 00038. I got it at 00040. So it's down. My $100 is now worth like $97 or $98. But, you know, it's a $100 ride. Buy the ticket, take the ride with me, and see where we go with it, man, and see if we can make some money on it. Like I said, while the market's exploding like this, Loon C doesn't do very good. So if the market goes back down, Loon C will take off, and then we'll cash out and ride the ride all over again. So hopefully you guys are up with that. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from about what's going on with the chapter 11, but waiting to hear, you know, some good news. Hopefully it will come out. And if this market improves, there's no reason why they won't be able to recover. You know, if they've got all their cash sitting in the market like we do, then it should bring back all their finances, and hopefully they'll do it smarter this time than what they did last time, because who knows what the frick they did last time, you know? Who knows? To take everybody's money away from, or at least take your access away from you. Who knows? Anyhow, let me go ahead and take these, and we'll get the show started.
Two animals out, huh? Hey, Harold.
So what's going on today? Had a nice chuckle about the new Queen of England. She's the one that Charles was cheating on Lady Di with, and now she gets to become the Queen of England. So you want to laugh at the hypocrisy? There you go. Look no further than who the new Queen of England is going to be, dude. Holy shit. The fucking homewrecker that ended... Listen, because of Charles and her, Lady Di got killed. If it weren't for their shenanigans, Lady Di would have never been in that car and died. Right? So the hypocrisy is so thick and funny. They're literally going to queen the woman who's responsible, and the man, and king him, the people responsible for the death of Lady Di. Wow. You know? The mom of Harry and his brother, whatever his brother's name is. Crazy, huh? It's, you know, it's so ironic. You can't even make that shit up. So here we go, 365. That is where Bitcoin is. 365 down to 359, up to 361. We are looking at a lot of movement in the markets today, and that is exciting for everybody.
Mark 83. I was a little boy when Diana died, and I couldn't comprehend the gravity of the situation, but I remember watching it on TV.
Yeah, there's really no gravity. I was older. It wasn't a big deal. When she died, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like, you know, you knew she was in that car speeding, and they were driving like fucking maniacs to get away from the paparazzi. And hey, man, it's a life you fucking choose. And if you're gonna act like an idiot when they want to take pictures of you, you know, like I said, buy the ticket, take the ride. You know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That's what happened to Lady Di. I had no sympathy for her death whatsoever. None. I just think it's hilarious. I have no sympathy for anybody over there. I think they're all a bunch of idiots. They don't make sense. It's like they don't think properly. You know, they don't think like me. And I don't understand that. I don't understand that line of thought.
The details.
So it's like, you know, somebody who does this to somebody else because he can't be troubled to do that himself. He has someone else do it for him. And you worship those motherfuckers? You know, there's something wrong with all of you over there. So it's like, I don't even want to go there. I don't want to talk about it. So not talking about it. Let's move on here. The Loon C, I'll tell you how that's doing every day. It's $100 and now it's down. So it's down to $94.83, which is what I expect to happen when the value goes down. But I also expect that to go way up soon. So just we'll stay up with that, and I'll keep you guys informed as far as what's going on. Let's close that out. Okay, YouTube.
Mark 83. This is my church. I see that note. I click wherever I am. You guys are my friends.
Work right on, buddy. I'm glad you found your home, bro. You're welcome here. That's good, man. It's nice to hear somebody say that. I don't see anything going on. Putin responds to successful Ukrainian offensive. Ukrainian forces break through the Russian lines. The storm is coming for US, Europe, and China. Should we watch this about economic collapse coming, man?
Sort of like we're on a precipice globally, but it's not sort of a sharp precipice, right? I mean, how are you thinking about the big picture right now?
I think right now, less of a precipice, more the tide is going out. I think there had been for months now, sort of these storm clouds of recession.
YouTube channel at Truthian News on Twitter.
Now is the time where I think the storm is really coming. If you think about the three key economies, the U.S., Europe, and China, not a great story on the outlook anywhere. Europe, we think, will still go into recession. We're pretty pessimistic there. High energy prices, high food prices have hurt the consumer, and we think things are going down. And the ECB is just laser focused on headline inflation, so they're hiking. China, they ended the contraction they had in Q2, but things have not really started to rebound. The housing sector is imploding. They still have strong COVID restrictions. It's going to be hard for them to get any traction, we think, by the end of this year, and probably not even in Q2 of next year. So really weak growth. something with a 2 handle for China for this year, which is, pretty dismal, which leaves us the US, where we are guardedly optimistic. We don't think there's a recession on the horizon for the US, but
we're in a recession, you idiot.
Chair Powell spoke yesterday. He spoke at Jackson Hole.
He said we don't think a recession's on the horizon. We're literally in a
below potential GDP growth, which on their numbers.
Look, you guys, a recession means 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP growth, which we just had. That means we're in a recession. Okay? This guy saying that we're not in a recession doesn't make it not happen. It's weird to hear him say that. It's like he doesn't understand the definition of a recession. Just because you're not feeling the pain doesn't mean you're not in a fucking recession. There's a definition for it, and we fit the bill. Hey, fact. That's a fact. This man's a fucking liar. Go look up the definition of recession, and then go check out the last 2 quarters of America. And then you tell me if we're in a recession or not, okay? So this guy's a fucking liar. And I will tell you that when I hear, and let's go ahead and listen to him say it again. He's a fucking liar, and I want you to hear him fucking lie to you.
We think by the end of this year, and probably restrictions, it's going to be hard for them to get any traction. We think by the end of this year, and probably not even into Q2 of next year. So really weak growth, something with a 2 handle for China for this year, which is, pretty dismal, which leaves us the US, where we are guardedly optimistic. We don't think there's a recession on the horizon for the US.
We don't think there's a recession on the horizon. What kind of stupid lying bullshit is that? And don't you love how when they talk about America not being in a recession, they throw these numbers up on the board? Oh, it's all green growth, right? And you look at that, and then you realize what you're looking at is Asian markets. This isn't American markets. Now, he's talking about America, and they're showing Asian markets. It's funny the way they report that, isn't it? Yeah, I just noticing shit. Just noticing shit.
It's pretty clear. Chair Powell spoke yesterday.
There's the U.S. markets. My bad.
They are trying to slow the U.S. economy down a lot.
And today the markets are exploding. That's true. I mean, that's what this report is about. That's what this channel is talking about. But this isn't going over the recession numbers. They're just going over the stock market numbers. They're not going to show you what the GDP numbers are, because that will prove that guy's a fucking liar.
Well below potential GDP growth, which on their numbers is like 1.75%. So they want to get below that. You can avoid a recession, no outright contraction, no sort of mass layoffs, but it's still not this happy picture of a booming economy. And
God damn, dude, it's the mass layoffs doesn't make it a recession, you idiot. Yeah, I mean, when you go look up the definition of recession, it doesn't say mass layoffs. It doesn't have anything to do with that. And it's funny, he tries to make it sound like, if you're feeling pain, then it's a recession. If you're not feeling pain, it's not a recession. Hey, man, we've all been feeling pain, and the gas prices might have come back down, but we were feeling it a few weeks ago. Everybody was. So don't sit here and act like everything's all hunky-dory. It's not. It's hilarious.
The economy's going. It sort of sets the stage for the whole world.
Given your pessimism on Europe, let's lock in on Europe for a second. How deep and how long a recession do you think could be seen over there?
Hard to say for sure right now. Part of it does depend on two things.
And Europe, all of Europe goes into recession. Oh, that's not going to have any negative effects on the United States. Huh, Baldy? Huh, cue ball? What? It's not going to have any effect on us when all of Europe goes into a recession? That's not going to bring us down too? Don't we do business with them? Isn't it all connected? Huh. Wow, this guy is an expert. That's almost like I know more than him, isn't it? It's weird. It seems like that. It's funny. I know I don't, but it seems like
the flow of natural gas from Russia stays cut off. And
hey, quarter of the hour, no law regarding cannabis.
That have been built so far.
Cheers. I don't know why this guy is what he is and why he's so worth so much money. I'm sure he is.
Worse. So
it's unbelievable. He seems like a real idiot.
On the edge of that right now. Q1 of next year, all in negative territory, quarter-on-quarter contraction. Could be pretty deep, though. Could be
why is his nose too small for his face? Nose job? Dude, what's up with that guy's nose? It does not fit that face. Isn't that weird?
Big Mark 83.
It's like a woman's nose on a man's face. Isn't that like a woman's nose on a man's face? It's weird. It doesn't go right. There's something going on there. Just pointing out as I see it, guys. Cheers.
Let's zero in on the UK for just a moment, given the news that we have there. Obviously, a lot of transition right now with both the death of the Queen, Liz Truss taking over as Prime Minister and introducing this energy plan. what are the implications of all of this for the UK economy right now amidst the energy crisis?
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
tasty.
So the UK also in a very difficult circumstance. They they left Europe, but they didn't escape some of the challenges just on the other side of the channel. And high food prices, high energy prices also hurting UK consumers. We also think the UK is going to go into recession. The new energy package, though, is pretty complicated. And once all the details are clear,
I'm sorry, I thought UK was part of Europe. Is it not all of a sudden? You just said all of Europe's going to go into recession, and now you're talking about UK like they're not
The
part of Europe.
freaking Oracle
Freaking
show.
Oracle!
Har, har, har.
What's up, buddy?
and how the money's going to flow will matter, but it seems like maybe a bit of near-term lower inflation by capping some of the prices, but there's a transfer. So more money going to households, more spending means more underlying impetus for inflation. So, makes the recession that we think they're going to have at the end of this year a little bit less severe. So nothing cataclysmic, but it also sustains that underlying spending. So the Bank of England's just going to have to keep raising rates. So it doesn't fix things by any stretch of the imagination. They're in a very hard spot.
When does growth start to re-accelerate around the world, and what would trigger that?
It's going to be patchy. So Asia outside of China has actually been holding up a bit better than a lot of the rest of the world. I think we can look to some of the LATAM economies and wonder they're sort of hitting the peak of their hiking cycles and the peak of inflation. Maybe we start to get a little bit of a pickup, but any acceleration next year, any acceleration in 20.
You guys, tomorrow, I believe there's going to be an announcement by the Fed about inflation. Let's see what Crypto Lark has to say about that.
You got food.
Inflation crisis gets worse, it becomes more and more apparent that there is only one option left for the political elites, and that is to print more money. In fact, the bailouts are already starting, and they will likely.
Okay, hold on. I unsubscribed from him.
Video, I want to do a step-by-step tutorial for you on how to use Bybit. Bybit is one of the most popular exchanges for trading derivatives of different cryptocurrencies. So trading.
That's weird.
Bitcoin had a wild weekend with a nice, fat, juicy pump. But what is behind that pump? Well, we do have a $500 million purchase in.
Yeah, okay. So not what I really want to go over right now. Let's go see CNN on the counteroffensive.
This morning, a stunning transformation on the battlefield. Ukraine breaking through Russian lines near Kharkiv and retaking towns that have been under Russian control for months. You can see them raising a flag in one of these towns. Let me show you on the map exactly where this has taken place. Everywhere you see in yellow here is now under Ukrainian control. Until a few days ago, it was all under Russian control. This has happened with stunning rapidity, including, you can see right here, the city of Izium, which was a key conquest by the Russians early on in the conflict, that is now mostly under Ukrainian control. Let's go right to CNN's Melissa Bell live in Kharkiv this morning with this remarkable turnaround, Melissa.
I don't hear any gunshots.
John, quite extraordinary. Some 3,000 square kilometers that are now in Ukrainian hands, say Ukrainian authorities. But remember that this is really hard for us to verify because of the media blackout. Journalists just not allowed to get close to the front lines of those counteroffensives. And yet, CNN was able to get exclusive access to the town of Kupiansk, just to the north of Izium that you just saw. What we found, John, is that even though a Ukrainian flag has been raised somewhere, it does not necessarily mean that the fighting's done.
Boom. And, that's the takeaway from this article. I like how they kind of bury the lead. The lead is it's probably not as good as they're trying to paint it to be. That's the lead. But what they end up saying is, we've got some more information for you.
Twitch it.
Yeah, but they don't want to put the headline. Like I said, they bury the lead so you don't know what they're really going to try to tell you because they don't want to really make it that known. The war's not going as good as they're claiming. But let's see what the actual, they just raised a flag and they made a video and they put it on social media while, what else is going on? Let's see.
The tanks spoke to a hasty Russian retreat as Ukrainian forces swept eastwards over the weekend, triumphantly raising the flag over Kupiansk on Saturday. Local police forces providing CNN with exclusive access to a key town now meant to be under Ukrainian control. We still feel uneasy because we've been bombed for 4 days in a row, says Vasil, and nothing's certain yet.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Which only became clearer as we headed further in to Kupiansk.
Did you notice how they cut away when the gunfire started? And that's what I'm saying, man. Okay, so you got into a town and you raised a flag. Great. How much of that territory do you really hold? Because CNN is yellowing out an entire region. And now CNN goes in, and what do you hear? Within earshot, you hear war going on in the area. So they haven't taken over anything. They're just raised a flag. And that's exactly what I expected to see when I pulled this up. I haven't even watched this yet. It's just what I expected.
A first artillery strike.
Look at the lower third. Ukraine liberates key towns in a sign. New offensive is working.
That was the sound of artillery landing just next to our car.
Yeah. Oh, we've taken back all these regions, but we need to go away because artillery just landed next to our car. Wow. That's what CNN found out. You know, how did I know this was coming? How did I know we were going to see these CNN photographers say, hey, man, this ain't what they're saying it is?
We can't come into Kupiansk hoping to get to that flag to see where it had been planted only yesterday.
Yeah, we can't go through the town to get to the single flag that they raised in that one place because they're artillerying the whole goddamn town. But here we are, CNN reporting, we've taken it back. We've taken back Ukraine. Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like you've really taken it back. Hey, man. Reporting like this is going to lead to more people getting killed, and I'll tell you why. Because when people in those towns hear the news that they've been liberated, they start going back out in the streets, and there's still war going on, man, and they're just going to get caught up in the crossfire. It's a psychotic reporting. And this is obviously feel good war reporting, help the election numbers, help Joe Biden, because he's a war president and we're at war and this is the war and this is what we're doing. And it's very important that we get behind the war president because war. Yay. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy.
That was the sound of incoming. 2 hits directly targeting our car, says the policeman. Time to go back to what we'd come to see, those parts of Kharkiv region fully under Ukrainian control. Like Zaleznice, where after 6 months of occupation, Ukrainian investigators
Big
know
Mark
all
83.
too well what they'll find.
Warmonger USA.
Bucha and Bordyanka that were under Russian control for only
Hey,
months.
420 in Newfoundland, no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. There's always a reason and a time to smoke on this show. Cheers.
Roger Bachelor.
Roger, cheers.
Cheers, Nay.
This, the body of one of 2 civilians killed in late February. An early victim of the invasion and evidence now of what 6 months of Russian occupation have cost.
Big Mark 83. That's it, I'm
John,
moving
there's
to Malta.
grisly finds continuing here in eastern Kharkiv. Even as you saw there, the fight continues and bitterly for Ukrainian forces trying to regain more ground, John.
This morning, the U.S. growing concerned that Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas could cause division in Europe's united front against Russia's war on
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it comes as
hey, you guys. Hey, Brianna Keeler wants you to know that Russia weaponized oil and gas. Russia did it. It wasn't Kamala Harris's great sanctions from America that weaponized fuel.
of oil and gas could cause division in Europe's
to regain more.
Growing concerned that Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas could cause division in of oil and gas could cause weaponization of oil and gas. Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas that Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas could
Perfect.
Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas could
Right? Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas. How dare you put sanctions on oil and gas? Where would you have ever gotten an idea like that, Kamala Harris? We've got such great sanctions. So let me just go ahead and, this is today. this is today's reporting. Let me just go back to Truthier and pull you up a video that I made weeks ago, okay, of some footage. Truthier.news, if you guys ever want to get access to all the videos and find all my social media at Truthier, it's all right there at Truthier.news, the website. Free website, it's there for everybody. Okay, let's watch this video. Let me show you Truthier. This is Truthier. This is the website, Truthier.news right here. So when you go to Truthier, this is what you see. It's really basic. It's got all the videos that you can watch that I've produced. It's got my 2 latest videos. You see, one says give creators. The other one says give podcasters. These are 2 different videos. Watch them both, like them, share them around. There's Unholy Rome right there. Follow him on Twitter. Yeah, that's the website. So what we want to do is we want to watch this video right here. We'll pull it up on YouTube. And it's a short one. It's only 1 minute, so I'll make it full screen and get it ready to go. Okay, here is the Kamala Harris video, and you'll see how much it has to do with what we're talking about. Sanctions, weaponizing fuel.
Let's also recognize the unique nature of the sanctions that we have outlined. These are some of the greatest sanctions, if not the strongest, that we've ever issued. And it will exact absolute harm for the economy. These are some of the greatest sanctions. 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 These are some of the greatest sanctions for the economy. And it will exact absolute harm for the economy. And it will exact absolute harm for the economy. And it will exact absolute harm for the economy.
It'll exact absolute harm for the economy. Those were her words. I mean, could it have been any more accurate than that? Is she right? And now everybody's feeling the sting of it. And now, Vladimir Putin's decided he can do it too. The United States wanted to do that shit. Okay, I'll do it too because, it's war. And if you want to weaponize fuel, you want to weaponize medicine, you want to weaponize food, you want to sanction products coming in and out of Russia, we're going to do it too. And now let's listen to Breonna Keeler cry one more time about Moscow weaponizing fuel.
This morning, the U.S. growing concerned that Moscow's weaponization of oil and gas could cause division in Europe's united front against Russia's war on Ukraine.
So
it comes as Europe faces a tough winter and skyrocketing energy costs.
Top of the hour. I'm smoking to that. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everyone. You can't make this shit up, guys. We saw this coming months ago.
So they're warning of a particularly tough winter, right?
Oh, my heart bleeds for them. It's going to be a tough winter, because America decided to sanction Russia. Now Russia's sanctioning everybody. Hey, whatever.
President Putin shut off gas flows entirely through the Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Europe last week, saying that he's not going to resume those gas flows until Western sanctions are lifted. So obviously putting even more pressure on European supplies. So the White House is saying right now, look, we don't see any real signs that European unity on punishing Russia is fracturing at this point. But they are concerned that that is kind of easy to say and do when it's summer.
My mom caught me mid-bomb rip.
When energy
Josh
prices
G.
start rising even further,
Good
the
morning.
risk of some kind of political instability kind of breaking out as these prices go higher is a real risk, and they're watching it very closely. And that is why last week, when President Biden convened almost a dozen Western leaders on a call, that was his central message. His central message was about energy, about staying strong, about how the United States is working really around the clock here to try to find alternative energy sources for Europe as Russia continues to weaponize oil, and getting strong about how the United States is working really around the clock here to try to find alternative energy sources is working really around how the United States is working really around the clock here to try to find alternative energy sources, about how the United States is working really around the clock here to try to find alternative energy sources.
America's working around the clock here to find alternative energy sources. We've got the greatest sanctions. We're so smart. Look at me. I made it into the vice presidency. And now we're going to sanction Russia. And it's going to be great. And like I said in my video, it's going to hurt our economy. it's going to hurt everyone else. We're making a huge mistake. This has been a disaster from the beginning, and whosever idea it was to go start murdering Russians in the Ukraine in the first place, this is what it's brought on the entire world now. Okay, it's your fault. The very
great sanctions
first,
and great alt energy. Yeah, that's us.
The very first Ukrainian fucking Nazi that said, "Hey, let's go start murdering Russians over there in Donbass. Let's go shell them." Whoever that fucking cunt was, look what you've done to the whole fucking planet now, motherfucker. Because you don't like Russians in your country. And remember, that's what started everything. That's what started all of this. And when these fucking cunts come on TV and try to tell you, hey, this is Vladimir Putin's war. This was Russia's aggression on Ukraine. You know how they literally, I just saw this yesterday. It was a headline on CNN. It said Russia's war on Ukraine or Putin's war on Ukraine or something like that. And I'm like, isn't that funny? It's like there's only one person at war here, I guess, and he did it. It's all his fault. It doesn't sound too good when you're listening in the background of that other report we just watched, and you're listening to that gunfire and the shelling, and you're seeing the reporters that were there to brag about how Ukraine's been taking back Ukraine territory, and they can't even get their cameras into a place without being shelled by Russia. It kind of shows you that their narrative is melting right before your eyes. They're just making shit up, serving it up, saying, hey, man, this is what's going on. Look, we sent some reporters there. Oops. And yet, they had to show it to us. I'm surprised they didn't X out that, they're so hungry to give us war footage and shit. They didn't realize how stupid it was of them to put that footage on their station. The editor made
racism
a huge
and prejudice
error.
cause all pain and suffering in this world.
They're that desperate.
It's so
you
sad.
heard what they said.
Humanity can't wake up.
They're not letting any journalists into the area. You can't get footage, blah, blah, blah. You heard that. They're desperate for footage. So the producer's like, okay, fine, just put that out there. It's sort of no one's going to notice. Oh, the old man that does this all day, he noticed. I noticed. You guys literally put the wrong headline. You buried the lead. I noticed that immediately. And then you show the footage, and your cameramen are literally running from being shelled by Russian artillery, man, in taking over territory by Ukraine that you guys took over. Well, it's not taken over if they're sending artillery into it. That's still red, man. That part of the map. Hey, that part of the map right there. Yeah, I got news for you. Tapper or Berman, whichever guy it was, because I get them. So it's
download
Berman,
Twitter or visit
right? It's
twitter.com
Berman,
and
right?
search at Nays Garden. At Nays Garden Show.
I got news for you, Berman.
The full podcast experience.
That little yellow, you got your
YouTube
color and you got your little crayons wrong, buddy. That shit's still fucking red, and your fucking reporting just proved that shit was still red. They put a flag up in a village. Oh, they put a flag up in a village, everybody. They put a flag. Did you hear them say that? They're like, well, they put a flag. They were even talking about it like that. I want to go back and watch the whole fucking report over again. It's that good. It's this hypocritical. It's that telling. And it really shows everybody exactly how much they lie. They try to lie. And you have the ability to literally just see, fact check. You could see it with your own eyes. They gave you the footage. That's how desperate they were to give you some raw war footage. They didn't realize they were fucking killing their own narrative. Okay, there was. Oh my God, I love it. There it was at the beginning. Oh my God. There, look, it's Russia's war on Ukraine, man. No, it was Nazis' war on ethnic Russians in Donbass. That's what it was. Okay, now Russia's taking that shit over. And they're like, fuck you. You're a bunch of fucking murderers to the tune of 15,000 people. Joe.
I donated more to Ukraine in honor of you.
Thank you, Joe. That's very nice of you. Excellent. Send more money, please. Joe, send more money to Ukraine. They need it, man. They need your money. And I think you should send all of your money to Ukraine. All right? You should send all of your money to Ukraine. Hey, the rest of you guys, I wouldn't send any money to fucking Ukraine. Joe Biden just sent them fucking. This is how funny it is. Joe Biden just sent them 54 billion. And Joe thinks his little fucking, his petty cash is helping Ukraine. I love it. It's like on so many levels. It's so funny, Joe. So please, yeah, Joe Hinckley, you keep sending your money to Ukraine, bro. They really need the help. Watch, dude, that's going to boost me in the algorithms. Watch, these fucking cunts, they're going to share out my video to more people. People are going to be like, yo, I just got notified. Hey, Ukraine, help is on the way. Someone's sending a lot of cash to Ukraine by the name of Joe Hinckley. What the hell was that? Dude. I don't fucking like that shit, dude. So I've got a thing I call a shake and go.
Hinckley. I support great causes. I'm a good guy. Kaliner 87. Morning Nay.
Hey Joe.
How's the doggo and mom?
Which part of Nazis killed 15,000 fucking ethnic Russians in Ukraine? Don't you understand? I'm just kind of curious. Which part of that don't you understand? You see that it's your side that started this fucking war. You're getting everything you fucking deserve. And more. And if you're on that side of this fucking war, you stand with Joe Biden, you're a fucking cunt, dude. You're a dumb cunt. You support Joe Biden. And I don't know what else to fucking tell you. You know? You're an idiot. I'll tell you that. But I end up telling you that all the time. You're good with crypto. Thank you for that. Otherwise, you're a dumb cunt. And I'm glad you came here for some more abuse, because I'm just ready to dole some out on you this morning. How's the doggo and mom? Okay, the cat is at my feet, getting his little chin scratched by my toes. My dog is right here.
Hinckley.
And my mom's is going to go work out. And I'm going to do a bong rip because it is 7:10. Beflau. Russia's war on Ukraine. Hey, how about Ukrainian Nazis' war on ethnic Russians in Donbass? How about that? How about that, CNN? You want to report it correctly? That's exactly what that title should say.
87. Heck yeah, everyone's great.
I'll say it again.
Good stuff. Joe Hinckley. I'm smoking with you,
I'm so glad you're giving yourself lung cancer while you're talking all this war shit. I love it. Yeah, give yourself lung cancer while you do it, dumbass. You just prove at every moment, bro, you just prove how fucking stupid you are. So let's just talk about this. This is how CNN presents, okay, what's going on in Ukraine right now. By doing this, they blame Russia for what's going on there. They don't blame the fact that we're fueling it by adding more money and giving Ukraine the power to perpetuate this war. Not at all. And, you know, we don't blame the history behind what happened in Ukraine with ethnic Russians being slaughtered. We just say it's Russia's war on Ukraine. But if you really wanted to title this correctly, what it should say and what would be the accurate title would be Ukrainian Nazis war on ethnic Russians in Donbass. That's what that should say. Russia's fighting back.
87.
So go learn your history. Right. Go look it up. Go understand what the fuck's been going on over there and understand why Vladimir Putin finally put down the fucking gauntlet and said, you know what? We've had enough. Here goes the hawk. So the hawk flies on my truth. I love it. There it goes again.
87. He had enough.
The hawk flies on my truth. I'm validated by the flight of the hawk. He had enough. Goddamn right he had enough. And
in
you
my
know,
mind, Devil
if
666.
you hadn't been murdering people, you wouldn't have given
Cheers,
him the
mate.
opportunity
I
to do
train
what
my
he's been
muscles.
wanting to do anyway, because he's a
Joe
fucking
Hinckley.
psycho. Oh yeah,
We get
Vladimir
it.
Putin's
Nay.
a fucking psycho. He does
You are
what he wants.
pro-Russia.
You goddamn right, I'm a quarter Russian, motherfucker. What do you want? I'm a quarter Russian. You know, did I say I'm a quarter American? I'm a quarter Russian. So, you know, I'm going to side with who's ever correct, who's ever doing the right. That's who I'm going to side with. I'm going to go like this,
87.
and I'm going to figure it out really quick.
I'll send you a
I don't
Z
understand
flag.
why it's so confusing for your Nazi ass. You hate Russians? Let me tell you something. It was Russia who won World War II against the Nazis. That's why those Ukrainian Nazis hate the Russians so bad. They're still mad about World War II. You're on the wrong side of everything, you fucking dumb cunt. Think about it. You know, and so's Joe Biden. It just seems like people named Joe, they just seem to get it wrong. I don't know. What's wrong with you guys named Joe? Dumb name, dumb dude. I'm trying to think of all the different ways I could fucking cut you down.
87. They got slaughtered to win WW2.
Dude, exactly. Do you know how many Russians died for us?
Hinckley.
Fighting for America in World
You
War II?
want to bring back the Soviet Union?
I don't know enough about politics to answer that question. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. Do I want to bring back the Soviet Union? I don't know. What I do know is I wish people like you would stop looking in terms of fucking countries and shit. You know, because if you're doing that, then you're looking at skin color too, and you think there's fucking race. Hey, let me ask you something, bro. Do you believe in race, Joe? Do you believe that a black person is a different race of human being than you are? That might explain a lot. Let's just start with that. We'll start right at the basic, you know, the basic Humanity 101 course. You understand race, bro? Do you think that someone
Hinckley. I'm a melting of friendship.
Do you think that someone who has black skin is a different race than you? I'm just asking you a simple question. Do you believe that somebody with black skin is a different race than you are? Whoa. Seeing images on the glass. It's such an easy question. It's either yes or no.
Hinckley. We bleed the same.
Why can't you answer the question? Isn't it funny that you won't answer such a simple question? And that the reason you won't answer this question, Joe, is because it's completely going to prove exactly why you believe what you believe. You won't say it, will you? I'm not even going to ask you again, dude. You already proved yourself that you won't answer the question. So let's get back to what we were talking. In fact, Joe, I'm just going to block you right now, so because I don't want to have a conversation with you. I want to talk about something more important than you. So I'm going to block you. Okay. So Russia's war on Ukraine. What's really funny about this is that what it really should say is Ukrainian Nazis
83.
war on ethnic
I believe
Russians
skin color
in
and hair color
Donbass.
eye color is just genetic traits. We are all humans, pink and bloody on the inside. What's the F asterisk 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 difference, right?
Well, the difference is there's no race.
Big Merc
Race
83.
doesn't exist.
We as humans have better things to focus our energies upon.
Right. Well, unfortunately, we have to focus our energy on that for right now, Merc, so we can understand something bigger. So, you know, I know you're trying to pontificate. You're just... People need to understand it. So not talking about it ain't going to fucking help. You know what I'm trying to say, Merc? I'm trying to talk about it so people, that idiots like that dumb cunt, will understand where the fuck we're coming from.
He's Cafe. Hi.
Hi, Bonnie. So once again, CNN is painting this picture.
87.
Painting a narrative.
Here's how I view all of this. Just imagine if we break out into another secession. The rumors and lies the media all over the world will make up. We only see what they want us to see on the media about Ukraine.
Well, that's the beauty of this report, Caliana. That's the beauty of this report.
Big Merc 83. Hash anticunt.
Is it literally shows them lying to you through the report. It's like, if you look at the headline, CNN goes to verify Ukraine's claim on counteroffensive. See what they found. You know, they don't tell you. CNN found that Ukraine is lying about their fucking counteroffensive. Our camera crew got attacked in Ukraine-held territory, quote, end quote. You know, Ukrainian territory, quote, end quote. But this is a whole other thing. So they paint you this picture that it's Russia's fault, and they don't remind you that Kamala Harris started all these sanctions and, you know, bragged about them. And I warned you that, you know, it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. It's already, Europe is, well, who knows where the fuck they are, you know? And now come to find out that England and Europe, you know, what the fuck is that? England and Europe, really? Back to the story.
This morning, a stunning transformation on the battlefield.
I need a bong rip.
Ukraine breaking through
420. Happy. Let's do quarter of the hour first. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Quarter of the hour.
Them raising a flag in one of these towns. Let me show you on the map exactly where this is taking place. Everywhere you see in yellow here is now under Ukrainian control. Until a few days ago, it was all under Russian control. This has happened with stunning rapidity, including, you can see right here, the city of Izium, which was a key conquest by the Russians early on in the conflict, that is now mostly under Ukrainian control. Let's go right to CNN's Melissa Bell.
So everything he just said was a lie. And now the camera crew is going to go verify that Ron Berman is a fucking liar. Here, this is how it works.
In Kharkiv this morning with this remarkable turnaround, Melissa.
John, quite extraordinary. Some 3,000 square kilometers that are now in Ukrainian hands, say Ukrainian authorities. But remember that this is really hard for us to verify because of the media blackout. Journalists just not allowed to get...
Let's go back to that.
In hands, say Ukrainian authorities. But remember that this is really hard for us to verify. It is really hard for us to verify. It is really hard for us to verify. Remember that this is really hard for us to verify. Remember that this is really hard for us to verify. Remember that this is really hard for us to verify.
Remember, it's really hard for them to verify. It's really hard for them to verify. But Ron Berman,
right here, the city of Izium, which was a key conquest by the Russians.
We've taken it all back. All this yellow.
Is now mostly under Ukrainian control.
It's all mostly under Ukrainian control.
Live in Kharkiv this morning,
you know,
with this remarkable turner.
But remember that this is really hard for us to verify because of the media blackout. Journalists just not allowed to get close to the front lines of those counteroffensives. And yet, CNN was able to get exclusive access to the town of Kupiansk, just to the north of Izium.
I am pissed off these politicians keep fueling this BS with our tax dollars, and we can't even feed children or help the sick and elderly in our country. Hell, the West doesn't have clean, safe drinking water. These people suck.
Exactly, Callie.
So what we found, John, is that even though a Ukrainian flag has been raised somewhere, it does not necessarily mean that the fighting's done.
Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna make a video out of this video. It is so funny. I can't believe this. Or look at all these abandoned Russian tanks. This is proof of Ukrainians taking this over.
The tanks spoke to a hasty Russian retreat as Ukrainian forces swept eastwards over the weekend.
Dude, those look like tanks that were being under repair to me. Did you guys see that? Those look like tanks
Big
that were
Merc
going...
83.
Can we go back?
I mean,
I'm not a mechanic.
At an all-time low.
I'm not a mechanic, but why is there a tent over the front of one tank? Did you guys see that as they drive up?
Fighting's done.
Oh, I see. That's the back of a truck backed up to it. Okay, I got it. I got you. My bad. Right? Dude, it almost looks like the front of that tank was pulled up into the back of that truck, like somebody was working on the front of the tank or something. And look at this one.
Spoke to a hasty rush.
Look at that one. I don't see any damage to that tank. I see where it looks like a tread is been taken down and they've taken a panel off the front of it to work on it. There's literally, oh my God, there's a freaking panel on the side of it. There's a roll of paper towels and somebody's shirt is sitting on it. Someone was working on that tank. That's the hasty retreat of the Russians, bro. This is the footage. They found 3 pieces of equipment that they were working on. Okay. No, there's no char.
No charred marks or anything.
No char. There's no sign. Look, all of a sudden it gets covered up so you can't see. They've got a 1/3 banner down on the bottom of the screen. So if there was anything, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. It's like you just imagine that it's all destroyed, right? It looks like it's in pretty good working condition.
Josh G.
And
not even enough damage to get an eye raised by Phil Swift.
Why is it...
He wouldn't even need flex tape in this situation.
Why is it spray painted with a Z, guys? Doesn't that mean, isn't Z what the Ukrainians are painting on everything to know it's friendly? Do you know something I noticed? Watch this.
As Ukrainian forces swept eastwards over the weekend, triumphantly raising the flag over Kupiansk on Saturday. Local police forces providing CNN with exclusive access to a key town now meant to be under Ukraine.
Both of those vehicles have Z's painted on the back of them. Okay, let's keep going.
Ukrainian control.
Watch
We still
this.
feel uneasy because we've been bombed for 4 days in a row, says Vasil, and nothing's certain yet. Which only became clearer as we headed further in to Kupiansk.
Sean, a.k.a. Trendy Author.
Hey, Sean.
Morning, Nay.
Aircrafts, helicopters, shells, everything.
A first artillery strike, too close for comfort, then a second, much closer. That was the sound of artillery landing just next to our car, our armored car. We had come into Kupiansk hoping to get to that flag to see where it had been planted only yesterday, but as you can see, this Sunday afternoon it's still the scene of some pretty fierce fighting. We've been hearing the sound of outgoing artillery fire. That was the sound of incoming. 2 hits directly targeting our car, says the policeman. Time to go back to what we'd come to see, those parts of Kharkiv region fully under Ukrainian control. Like Zaleznice, where after 6 months of occupation, Ukrainian investigators know all too well what they'll find. After Bucha and Borodianka that were under Russian control for only a month. Yes, according to our information, we are recording war crimes in almost every village, he says. This, the body of one of 2 civilians killed in late February. An early victim of the invasion and evidence now of what 6 months of Russian occupation have cost. Sean, there's grisly finds continuing here in eastern Kharkiv. Even as you saw there, the fight continues and bitterly for Ukrainian forces trying to regain more ground, John.
This morning, the U.S. growing
Kaliner
concern
87.
that Moscow's weaponization
No, that is
of
not
oil
what
and
that
gas
means.
could
It's to
cause
support Russia and free the Russians in Ukraine. We aren't hearing Russia's side.
That's what the Z is. The Z is a pro-Russia thing. Okay.
division in Europe's united front against Russia's war on Ukraine. It comes as Europe faces a tough winter and skyrocketing
Kaliner
energy costs
87.
after the Kremlin shut off gas
Z
flow
flag
through a
yes.
key pipeline. CNN's Natasha Bertrand joins me now. Natasha, tell us about these concerns.
Yeah, so they're warning of a particularly tough winter, right? I mean, European leaders are saying that there could be blackouts across Europe. People are already taking to the streets to protest these skyrocketing energy costs.
Happy 420, late. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
Feeding Nord Stream 1 pipeline to Europe last week, saying that he's not going to resume those gas flows until Western sanctions are lifted. So obviously putting even more pressure on European supplies. So the White House is saying right now, look, we don't see any real signs that European unity on punishing Russia is fracturing at this point. But they are concerned that that is kind of easy to say and do when it's summer. But when it gets cold, when energy prices start rising even further, the risk of some kind of political instability kind of breaking out as these prices go higher is a real risk, and they're watching it very closely. And that is why last week, when President Biden convened almost a dozen Western leaders on a call, that was his central message. His central message was about energy, about staying strong, about how the United States is working really around the clock here to try to find alternative energy sources for Europe as Russia continues to weaponize oil and gas as a result of the war.
Weaponize oil and gas. I love that.
There are lingering concerns here that Europe is going to not be able to come to some kind of an agreement on the questions of an oil price cap or a gas price cap, because there are some countries within the European alliance that say, look, if we do anything else to make Russia angry here, then they're going to cut off what little supplies remains that is flowing through another pipeline to allies like Hungary, for example, countries like Austria.
Download Twitter or visit twitter.com and search at Naysgarden, at Naysgarden Show, at Truthia News for the full podcast experience.
In terms of anything that
YouTube channel at Truthia News on Twitter.
As we were talking about during the break, it's a little bit harder now because of the momentum that we see Russia having. However, a lot of Western intelligence officials that we see Ukraine having, but a lot of Western intelligence officials are saying that, that is only going to steal Putin's resolve.
Is there any light at the end of this tunnel, Nate?
Miserable for the Europeans.
Sure doesn't seem like
the more Americans realize that we started this war, that's why I talk about this all the time, the more chances that people will stop supporting sending money and fueling the flames of this fucking war. And when that occurs, maybe the war will stop. And people sit down at a fucking table and work it out. But I seem to remember Barack Obama refusing to speak to Vladimir Putin. And that doesn't help anything. It started a fucking pattern. And when Donald Trump came in, he was willing to speak with him. It's fucked up, right? President I hate the most out of every fucking president in the whole world. Fucking hate Donald Trump. And yet he's the one that would sit down with Vladimir Putin. And that's the way you retain peace, is by speaking, by having conversation. And Barack Obama, was a fucking war hawk. He helped create Stuxnet, which was the virus, joint project by Israel, United States, UK, and others that developed a virus that infected Iranian centrifuges over there in their nuclear production facilities and resulted in the deaths of their top scientists over there. And that was under, Barack Obama. We've been at war. If you guys don't know that we attack other countries all the time.
Oh, yeah. I remember you covering that a while
We
ago.
are, you know, when they say
That
we're
shirt
an
was crazy with
imperialist
that
country,
virus.
do you guys realize what that means? You might think, yeah, imperialism means that we spread our democracy all over the place. No, imperialism means we go in and we kill people. We're that. That's us. You know, I don't think people understand that. We're that. We're the bad guy. It's us. It's America. We're the bad guy. And until people like Joe Hinkle, you know, another clueless idiots out there realize that we're the bad guy, we're going to continue to be the bad guy. You know? Why do you think Hillary Clinton doesn't want Julian Assange alive to speak? You know? Hope some light bulbs are going off in people's heads right now. All right. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you on the next show. It'll be this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys. Oh, yeah. Go on Twitter and go retweet and like and follow me and retweet all my tweets at Truth Your News. Please. The latest video is really cool. The latest video at Truth Your News is really cool. I'll play it. It's important that more people see it.
Hash keep it open.
Here, watch this
Phil.
video. Okay, here, I'll start from the beginning. All right, here's the video. You guys share this. Please share this video around, okay? Go to truthier.news or find me on Twitter, either way, but grab the video and share it around. I'll get you a link. I'll get you a link. And you guys can share this link around on Twitter and shit, social media, Facebook, whatever. Here, share this right now. Here's the link. That video's got 12 views on YouTube, guys. There's a direct link to it. Go give it a view. Just click on it and go watch it. It's only 1 minute. Share it around. Only one person said hashtag keep it open. Only one person said hashtag keep it open. It's only got 4 thumbs ups and it's got 12 views. And while you're there, subscribe to the Truth Your News YouTube channel for all my video uploads that I put on that channel. I've got 35 subscribers. at Truthier News. I've got 35 subscribers. Oh, and I'm one of the thumbs ups out of the 4. So.
Josh G.
Thanks, Josh.
He'll be sure to like and leave a comment after the live. # keep it open.